See, for example, if I say ja or jam, literal meaning of that particular alphabet jam is the one who has taken birth out of it. Andaja. Andajam. The one who has taken birth out of andam, the egg. Jam and aksharan. Alage, the word ka itself has its own meaning. Similarly, the word gum, the alphabet gu means andhakara, chikari, darkness, and the word ram is fire. So the person in our life who burns out this andhakaram with a fire called knowledge is Guru. Now, who is your first Guru in your life? Mother is your first Guru in your life. Who doesn't know, when you come into this universe, you doesn't know anything. She is the first one who teaches you everything. She even teaches you who is your father is. Because kids, they doesn't know. They doesn't even recognize their own mother when they born, right? So after 3 months only they knew those things. So then she tells like, he is your father. From then on, every single thing until 2-3 years, she teaches a lot of things. Then the kid starts going to the school, starts learning to write, read, and learn the education, right? So these days we have been in the name of comedy, we have been what do you say, digajaripoyam, English they antaru adani enta digajaripoyam ante we started doing fun of our own gurus. The amount of knowledge, the amount of education they give us is, imagine if there is no teacher at all in your life, there is no education system at all in your life, where would have you been left over? The monkey age, what do you call that age as? Early age, early man age. So that's the importance of Guru in anybody's life. Guru, Gum ane shabdaniki artham andhakaram aithe, Ram ane shabdaniki artham agni లేదా తేజస్సు, జ్ఞానము అనేటటువంటి ఫైర్ చేత అంధకారమును దహించువాడు కనుక ఈజ్ Guru. Now this Paurnami is being dedicated to Gurus. Now whom should we recognize or realize as Gurus in our life? One is Mata. Now who is the next one?
Teacher.
The second one is Father. Second Guru in your life becomes Father. He taught you many more things. Kada? అదేదో ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ యూనివర్స్ స్పీచ్ గుర్తు వస్తుంది. నిజంగానే అంత వెనకబడిపోయి ఉన్నారు తండ్రి పాపం. So the second Guru in your life is Father, and the third one is Acharya, who teaches you the education, whatever you are today, whatever you have become today, whoever have taught you in different stages, in different classes, there are different people. So all those in your life together are the third stage, which is Acharya. That's why we say Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Now, when it is our own teachers, why are we celebrating these particular, historical personalities here as Gurus? Let us understand that. Now you know what is the meaning of the word Guru. Why is this particular date dedicated to the Gurus? Now let us learn who are actual Gurus in our life. There are only 3 personalities in this universe who were being identified as Jagat Gurus. By default, they are Gurus. They are Gurus for every Sanatani. If you follow Sanatana Dharma, by default, they are your Gurus. Who are those? One is Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Lord Krishna is being recognized as the Jagat Guru. The 2 is Shanmata Sthapanacharya, Adi Shankaracharya. The third is Vyasa Maharshi. What is his actual name? How many of us know? Krishna Dvaipayana. Why is it that so? His actual name is Krishna, and he was born in an island. That's why he is Krishna Dvaipayana. Dvipanlo puttadu kanuka Krishna Dvaipayana, right? But why is he being called as Vyasa? How many of you were been into Telugu medium or had a touch either Telugu or Hindi? In our schools, we do used to have a word called Vyasam. Essay. The one who elaborates things or which have the content of elaborated things is called essay Vyasam. ఆయన నా పేరుతో పిలిచారు వ్యాస మహర్షి. Why is that so? Because he has elaborated the whole literature, the whole knowledge we have. He has elaborated everything and kept it in different nice structures so that we are able to easily understand them. So that's why he is Vyasa Maharshi. Now we also call him as Veda Vyasa. Why is that so? Vedam has came into the existence apaurusheyanga vachindi. Nobody wrote the Vedas. It is the Uchvasa Nishvasa of Sakshat Paramashiva is what we believe. There is a wording called Veda Shivo Shivo Vedaha. Shivude Vedamu Vedame Shivudu. Andukani Vedadhyayi Sada Shivaha. Vedamunu అధ్యయనం చేసిన వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడైనా సరే వాళ్ళు సదా శివస్వరూపమై ఉంటారు. వేదము అంత ప్రాముఖ్యతను కలిగి ఉంది కదా. Now this Vedam, when it came to the existence, when it came to our knowledge, now the NASA and all these scientists, they are now actually revealing some certain sounds in the space kada. Recently they have revealed a sound of sun, the sound of our galaxy. Have you ever heard the sounds of our galaxy? Sound of a black hole. You can find them in YouTube maybe. So the NASA recently released the astronomical sounds in which the sound from the sun comes as Om. That was the sound which came out of sun. So when our rishis, when they were sitting in penance, when they were doing the tapasya, they have heard these wordings. These particular words, when they heard, they memorized them. That's why they have become Shruti, the one which is being heard. These Shrutis were being heard by different rishis at different stages, at different points, times and all. So what they have did is, now whatever the knowledge they have heard from the Shunyam, from the cosmic, they have documented them. And they said this is the Vedam, Vadati iti Vedaha. With Jnanam, with the literal meaning of the word, with this Jnanam, knowledge. Vedam is nothing but the one which gives you knowledge. The literal meaning of the word Vedam is the one which gives you the knowledge. So now they have documented this, and everybody jayate gachate idi jagat kada evaru vachina vellipovali. So at some point these rishis also have gone. Then this Krishna Dvaipayana rishi, he came. Then he saw with his Divya Drishti, he knows the age of what Dwapara Yuga is and what Kali Yuga is about to come and all, and he recognized that the lifespan of human being from day to day, it's been reducing, going down and all. So what he did is, in order to protect the Vedam, which was in the form of one actually, Shruti, he divided that into 3 parts initially, and he said Veda Trayi. Now this division, he did not divide it randomly pages wise, like okay, 10 pages of first Vedam, 10 pages of second Vedam. No. He has divided them into a significant way where you find, when you see the Rig Vedam, it has the descriptions of the gods. Whatever the Veda Proktamaina Devata Swarupalu manaki enni unnayo, అన్ని స్వరూపాలని వర్ణిస్తున్న వివరాలన్నీ ఋగ్వేదంలో ఉంటాయి. And those are in the form of ruks, in the lines. That's why those are called as Rugveda. It is called as Rugveda. Then came all the materialistic practices, the religious practices or the way of life, dharma and all these things kept together called as Yajurveda. So similarly Sama and Atharva came into place. So then after this Veda Trayi, then he realized that in the age of Kali, the human being's life is been going even more down. So what he did when he did the Veda Trayi is, he identified 3 sections and he said, you guys learn only Rigveda and protect it. Teach to the next generation. You guys learn only Yajurveda, teach it to the next. You guys learn the Sama, teach it to the next generation. That's how the Shakhas came. Shakha, Yajushakha, Sama, Shakha. Later, he realized that in the age of Kali Yuga, the human being's lifespan is going even more down. We might actually ourselves realize when we become 90, 80 years old, we might realize at that point of time, the age span of any human being might be 70, 60, will be going down even more. At the end of the Kali Yuga, a human being's lifespan is going to end at 16 to 18 years of age. Everybody will die by 18 years. We are heading towards that. The pollution or whatever the reasons are. So, he realized that, and he introduced that Atharvana Veda. He pull out some more things from all these Vedas, and then he kept it as another Veda called Atharvana Veda, and another Shakha came, and he said, you protect this Veda, you learn this and spread this. So the one who divided the Vedas into 4 parts in order to protect that, that's why he is Veda Vyasa. Now, when these Shrutis came, after the Shruti, the next one is Smriti. Smriti is nothing but the elaborated explanation of the same Vedas. Parashara Smriti, Manusmriti, whatever the Smritis we do have, all these Smritis are nothing but the elaborated explanation of the same Shrutis. Again, who wrote that? Dani Vyasanga Rasadu Ganaka. Adaipendi, then came Puranas. These Puranas were been actually told at different times in the history by different devatas or rishis or different people. Say for example, Garuda Puranam, Vishnu Puranam, Padma Puranam, or Shiva Puranam, Brahmanda Puranam, right? Brahma Vaivarta Puranam. All these 18 Puranas have came into the existence at different times when there was been a conversation between two different people. Now what Vyasa Maharshi did is, he documented all that conversation for us. And he said this is certain Purana which came into existence at certain point. So he documented it. So like that, how many Puranas he documented? 18 Puranas, right? Then slowly we entered into Dwapara Yuga. Dwapara Yuga lo vachin tarvata, what happened in Dwapara Yuga? Mahabharatam. Then the whole story of Lord Sri Krishna and the Pandavas and pretty much the whole Yuga of Dwapara, he documented that in the form of Jayam. The first Mahabharatam is written in Sanskrit by Vyasa Maharshi, and it is named after Jayam. Later it has become Bharatam, and then later Mahabharatam. How many shlokas are there in Mahabharata? Anybody? 7 Laksha shloka. Mahabharatam itself has a Laksha shloka. Laksha ante 1 million shlokas.
1 lakh.
1 lakh. Millions will 100,000. I think millions I can't believe. So 100,000 shlokas in only Mahabharata. Imagine how many shlokas would have been in these 18 Puranas, how many shlokas would have been in the Smritis. All those have been documented by one person, Vyasa Maharshi. That's the reason we call Vyasochistam Jagat Sarvam. It's his Uchishta, the whole world. Without Vyasa Maharshi, you doesn't know what Mahabharata is, you doesn't know what a Purana is, you doesn't know what a Shruti is, you doesn't know what a Smriti is. The whole Sanatana Dharmam today is being just laying or laid on one basis, that is Vyasa Maharshi. That's the greatness of Vyasa Maharshi. Unfortunately, we have become today, we have came down to that stage that we doesn't even know who he is, or we doesn't even know what he has done to our society, and we forgot him. And the day which was been actually dedicated to Vyasa Maharshi, we started celebrating something else or enjoying something else. Kada? In the 365 days, there was been only one day which was been dedicated to our own gurus. And it becomes a primary responsibility to thank them. in whichever way we could, because our personality, maybe the physical personality has been given by the parents, but our emotional personality, our psychological personality is being shaped, framed by our own gurus. If I give you any book, if you read that book, whatever you understand by your own reading has a lot more difference if the same book is explained by your teachers. Isn't it? That's Vyasa Maharshi for us. That's why we have to thank him. Now the Dwapara Yugam has been gone. Then the age of Kali came. As soon as the Kali age hit, everything was burnt out, smashed, crashed. రాక్షసులు ఏం చేస్తారు? ఆనాడు ఏం చేశారు, ఈ రోజుకి అవే చేస్తున్నారు. అప్పట్లో ఏంటంటే we would have been able to recognize the Rakshasas with their appearance. కొమ్ములు, తలకాయలు, 4 తలకాయలు, 2 కొమ్ములు, లేకపోతే పళ్ళు బయటకు వచ్చు. We used to able to recognize them with the physical appearance. In the Kaliyuga, దైవం మానుష రూపేణ, రాక్షసమపి మానుష రూపేణ. అందుకనే కొంతమంది చేసే పనులు మనిషి చేయగలిగినవి అసలు కాదు. When you look at certain gruesome crimes, you can't even believe that human being could do this, because he is the Amsha of Rakshasa. He was able to do that. So, lot of destruction has been done to our literature. This particular literature which was being given by Vedavyasa Maharshi has been completely destroyed to whatever level they could go. Nalanda University, when they started burning the Talapatras, how much time does a leaf takes to burn out? And that particular Talapatras, when the invaders started burning it out, it took 3 months, day and night. 3 months. It took 3 months for them to burn out the whole knowledge we had from the Nalanda University. That's the knowledge we used to have. But we doesn't even have the documented knowledge of our rishis. We doesn't even have a 10% of it what we used to have before. Till today, the scientists are unable to figure out certain technologies based on which lot of constructions are still there existing in India. There is a pole which doesn't catches rust. There is a temple which the whole hill has been carved down to a temple, which is impossible for engineers in today's world to think about, at least to think about, to plan about. So, a lot of such things are still existing in India, in our own India. We see all of them, yet we fail to credit our own rishis. So now the age of Kali came, all these have been burnt out, all the Western culture has been dumped on us, including the education. The first thing they did is, they dumped our education system, they killed our education system, and they dumped their own education system into our brains, which doesn't build a small piece of your character. Nothing. Correct? Even the poems in their subject, or in the language I'm talking about, nothing builds a simple character in you. Where when my grandparents used to go to school in our Gurukula, at that time they used to have this kind of padyas that used to build some character in them, some personality in them, along with the knowledge. Kada? Today we have lost that. So the age of Kali came, and at that particular time, everybody was dominating or killing or kind of thrashing what? The Sanatana Dharma. Then came another personality who is named as Adi Shankaracharya. And he started roaming all around the world and established back our own Sanatana Dharma. He said, Vedam is our pramanam for living, nothing else. Vedam cannot be overruled at any age of time. Even though 1,000 years after now, 1,000 years before now, Vedam can only be relevant at any point of time, nothing else. So he established that back, and then he did the sthapana of Shanmatas, 6 ways of reaching God. Shanmata Sthapanacharya, that's why we call him as Shanmata Sthapanacharya. Now, Krishna, why did they become the Jagat Guru is, Krishna Paramatma, he has enlightened our knowledge, and he has taught us what this existing world is, what is this materialistic world is, and how should we win our own selves, how to do the penance, how to realize the Atma and all that. So he has given that Atma Jnanam in the form of Bhagavad Gita. He has become Jagadguru. Now I know this, what do you say, the spiritual enlightenment knowledge of the Atma Sakshatkara Vidya in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Now what next is, I want some elaboration to it. Vyasa Maharshi came and he elaborated this in the form of Puranas, Mahabharata and all that, which tells you the way of life or the dharma, what is a dharma, what is an adharma, how to live, how you should not live. When Markandeya Maharshi came to give some jnanam to Duryodhana, telling that they were asking you only 5 villages kada, వాళ్ళ 5 ఊర్లు వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చేస్తే అయిపోతుంది కదా అని మార్కండేయ మహర్షి వచ్చి అడిగినప్పుడు, వాట్ డిడ్ దుర్యోధన సెడ్, యు నో, జానామి ధర్మం నచమే ప్రవృత్తి. ఐ నో వాట్ ధర్మం ఈజ్, బట్ ఐ కాంట్ ఫాలో ఇట్. జానామ్య ధర్మం నచమే నివృత్తి. అండ్ ఐ ఆల్సో నో వాట్ ఈస్ అన్ అధర్మం ఈజ్, బట్ ఐ కాంట్ రెసిస్ట్ మై సెల్ఫ్ డూయింగ్ దట్. నో యూ కెన్ గో. అలాంటి వాడిని ఇంకెవరు మార్చగలరు? సో మూర్ఖత్వానికి పరాకాష్ఠని చూపించారు, ధర్మం ఏంటో చూపించారు, అధర్మం ఏంటో చూపించారు. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి he has filled with that elaborated knowledge of the same thing in Bhagavad Gita. That's why he has become a Jagat Guru. Now I know what is Atma Sakshatkara Vidya is, and now I also know how the elaborated form of it is and what is the way actually to follow it. Now I should know the process of it. The practical process of it. Adi Shankaracharya came into the existence and said Shanmata Sthapana. You can reach the Almighty or the soul in the path of worshipping Surya, Shakti, Amaru, or Shiva, Paramashivu, or Vishnu, Narayana Swarupanga, or Ganapati, Ganapacha Swarupanga, and the last one is Skanda, Shanmukha, Subramanyeshwara Swarupanga. సో ఈ 6 మతములను స్థాపించి ఈ 6 దారులను ఏదైనా ఒక దారిని పట్టుకొని ప్రయాణం చేసి చివరికి పరమాత్మను చేరుకుంటారు అని ఆ ప్రాసెస్ అంతా కూడా ఆయన సెట్ చేశారు, ఆది శంకరాచార్య గారు. సో యు నో ద ఏజ్ హౌ మచ్ ఆది శంకరాచార్య వాజ్ లివ్డ్, హౌ మచ్ సివి రమన్ is a mathematician, 33. How much is ఆయన పేరు స్వామి వివేకానంద గారు. So if just 33 years are enough for them to put their mark on the society, as long as the society is there, we still remember, rise, awake and stop not till your goal is reached. Who told that? Swami Vivekananda. Right? So a lot of his statements, we still memorize them. Those are like they still gives us that what is it, that encouragement, that motivity. If only 33 years of life has given us so much, if we dedicate at least 3 to 5 years of our life in learning that, how much impact we could leave on the society. If you think you are already crossed that age, how about your kids? Why can't we start training them the righteous things, the right way to do things, the right way to celebrate the festivals, the right way to follow the rituals, the right way to do things? Nothing else. You do just learn the right way to do the things, or right way of practicing the Sanatana Dharma, instead of deviating ourselves into different areas. Kante telusukodu kada. That was their main intention, and we take this opportunity to thank these 3 Jagat Gurus, Adi Shankaracharya, Vedavyasa Maharshi, and also Krishna Paramatma. We take this opportunity to thank them, and that's the reason we are doing the Guru Paduka Puja. Along with this, you should worship your own gurus, whoever you have believed you have taught you something. At least a small message to them. గురువు గారు మీకు నమస్కారం, మీరు ఇచ్చిన విద్య వల్ల వాళ్ళని బతుకున్నాను కదా. The education which they have given us has given you the livelihood. కదా. బ్రతికున్నంత కాలం తృప్తినిస్తుంది విద్యాదానం. అంత గొప్ప విద్యాదానం వారు మనకి చేశారు కనుక వారికి కనీసం నమస్కారం. వాళ్ళు ఈ ఒక్క రోజున గుర్తు చేసుకోవాలి. That becomes our primary responsibility. Thank you so much for listening me. Now we'll do the Ashtotram and conclude the